Okay, I want to give some of you help with the Pearl paragraph order quiz that you took. I had some questions and had tried to help some people out with it, but I want you to listen to me kind of think aloud through the process to get to the correct answers. Because I think if you take a little bit closer look, you'll see why the order is the way it is. So you see here on the screen, so take a look at the screen. You see on the screen here that I have the quiz open for me to actually practice. And it's scrambled up just like it was for you. Now, the first thing we have to do is consider the Pearl order. So I want to think P, E, A, and then I'm repeating the E, A, and then my linking to the overall topic, my summary sentence. So the first thing I have to have is a point. What's the point of this whole paragraph? What the whole thing is going to be about. So I really have to take a look at all the information here. So I see that I have, let's see, this one says it's a kid who, what does he get? Recruited by players, even his older brother's friends. I've got this word, social experience. I've got cooperative, common goal. We've got comfortable talking, cooperation. So I'm just kind of skimming through to see all of the contents here. We've got this idea of social skills, being social, self-esteem, confidence. So I'm getting the picture here that all of this is about having social skills, having self-esteem. So I want to find a statement that would be a good first sentence. And there's actually a huge clue. We literally have the word first in this sentence right here. And it really does kind of state overall what this whole paragraph, what all this information is about. It says, first, one positive aspect of Fortnite is the fact that it can help build social skills. So every other sentence is going to relate to the idea that it builds social skills. So we have a huge clue with that transition word. This is first because it's the first sentence in the paragraph. Now, the next thing I need to look for is an E. That stands for evidence. That means it's coming from a text. It's not from my brain, didn't make it up. It is sentences that literally come from a text. So I need to look for some clues then. There are a few clues you can look for when you are trying to identify evidence. You might notice that there are quotation marks. That would be a clue for evidence. The other thing you could look for are sentence starters that would indicate something's coming from a passage. So I might see words like according to the passage, or the article states, or for example, or the author states. So I want to look for those clues when I'm looking for evidence because I have to refer to a source if it's evidence. If it doesn't refer to a source, then that's going to be something else. So let's look at the sentences we have left, 2 through 6 here. Which ones would qualify as evidence? Let's narrow those down first. So right here, this one says, the article also cites. So that's definitely eligible to be evidence. The article cites. So that's a piece of evidence for sure. But because we're repeating, we know that there are 2 pieces of evidence in this block of sentences. So that's one. The article cites. Let's see, I have right here in the next one, quotation marks. That's one of my clues. According to the article, that's one of my clues. So right here, I have my second piece of evidence. So I have to have P, E, but now I have to decide which one. So how can I figure that out? Well, I'm going to look for clues. Which one would make the most sense to come next? This one says, the article also cites, well, also indicates that there's something else. And I can't have something else if there wasn't something first. So that should clue you in that this piece of evidence is the first E, which means now we know this one's going to be the second E. So we can move it down a little bit and let's get this out of our way for a second, because now we're looking for analysis. Now here's how we can find clues for analysis. Analysis has to, when you're writing, has to consist of 2, 3, or more sentences. So right away, I can eliminate this one because it's only one sentence. And I can eliminate this one because it says article. So what I have left are, let me move it here so we can look at them side by side. This one, 2 to 3 sentences. This one, 2 to 3 sentences. So these two are eligible for analysis. But again, I have to decide which one goes with this evidence. Which sentences relate to this piece of evidence? So I need to look at the evidence. According to the article, it is often a social experience as friends can team up in pairs or fours where they must communicate and coordinate strategy. Okay, so I've got social experience, which we know this whole thing is about. They're going to team up in pairs or fours. They must communicate and coordinate. So my analysis has to be something that talks about that, coordinating, cooperating, working together. So this one says, this indicates that a team must be willing to be cooperative and work with others toward a common goal. Does that have to do with communicating and coordinating? Yeah. Teaming up? Yeah. Let's look at the other one just in case, though. Building self-esteem is so important. Having other players reach out to you and recruit you makes you feel good. Now, that's good analysis, but it doesn't go with communicating and coordinating. We have the perfect one right here. Cooperative, cooperation, cooperative skills. We've got, working toward a common goal. All of those clues let us know that teaming up and working together is where this one belongs. So these two belong together. So we've got P, E, A. We got to repeat E, A. So we only have 3 left here. And we've already decided that the article also cites is a piece of evidence. So we're going to put that one right here. And we've already said analysis has to consist of at least 2 to 3 sentences, which means it's not this one. We've got it right here. But let's see why. Why does this match with this one? So let's see what the evidence says. The evidence says the article also cites 11-year-old Owen Purcell, who has a talent for building forts within the game. The article says that he is recruited by many players and even his older brother's friends to play on their teams. So we're talking about people reaching out, recruiting you, asking you to play. So let's see why this analysis goes with this evidence. Building self-esteem is so important during teenage years. Having other players reach out to you and recruit you can make you feel good about yourself and your abilities. In this case, a video game can actually give you confidence. We're analyzing the fact that people reaching out to you makes you feel good. It gives you confidence. It allows you to communicate and to network with other people. So the idea that recruiting is in both of these, people reaching out to you in both of these means that these match. And we only have one left. That's the only one we haven't made a decision about. And that's our link. That's where we just kind of summarize the overall idea, linking it to our topic of being social. Because remember, our topic is being social. And it says here, to round it out, to end the paragraph, even though you're online, being social is still possible when playing a video game. And that is the correct Pearl order for this paragraph about Fortnite. So if you were having some trouble thinking through That's the process. You see how long it took me? I looked at some of your responses and you only spent maybe a minute or less. Some people only spent seconds, 20 seconds putting these in order. So it does take some thought. You have to make some decisions if you're asked to identify pieces of a Pearl paragraph. You have to make some sense, do some critical thinking. And if you can identify these, it's much easier to be able to write them. And that's what's most important, is that you can actually write them. So I hope this helped explain it to you. If you did struggle with it, don't worry. You're getting credit for completing it on time, but I want you to be very comfortable recognizing these elements. And so that's why you're practicing it. So if you didn't do well, what did I just do that was better than what you just did? Was it because I took more time? Was it because of those clues that I showed you to look for? So think about where you went wrong, and just know as we move forward with working with Pearl paragraphs that these are what the components look like.